So today we're going to be doing a video on 10 fragrances that every woman loves. I'm talking every single woman out there. They're all going to love all of these 10 fragrances. Obviously, I'm just messing around here. It's impossible to create something that every single person is going to like. However, you can get pretty close to it. There's tons of mass appealing, wearable, sexy fragrances out there for men to wear. These are 10 of them, which I would say probably 99% of the women that you come across in your day-to-day life are going to like the smell of these on you and therefore are going to compliment you. So we're not talking about anything that's super challenging, super hard to pull off in here. All of these are going to be mass appealing. They're going to smell great to the general public, to men, to women, to everyone. I did try to throw in a few different choices though, just instead of your standard run-of-the-mill Versace Dylan Blue, Dior Sauvage, all that type of stuff. I tried to throw in some other fragrances which maybe aren't featured quite as much, just to make this a bit more interesting for you, to give you some other options to pick from if you want to stand out a little bit. So if you have interest in any of the fragrances that we talk about today, I will leave links to all of them down below. If I reference pricing on any of these, those will be based off of FragranceNet's price. And a lot of these links will take you to FragranceNet where you can get a great deal on these. If you use the code RENG7, that will get you 35% off across their entire website. Make sure you type that code in and use it. If you go over to FragranceNet, normally sometimes they'll try to give you a 25% off code, but use that code RENG7 and you'll be able to get 35% off, and that's the prices that I would reference on a lot of these scents, and a lot of these I did pick up from FragranceNet as well. So let's go and jump right into it. First fragrance up, we have Hugo Boss, the scent Absolute. One of the many flankers. This one has 3 notes that they give us. It has ginger, manica fruit, and vetiver. So that's really all they're giving us here to work with. That's something that quite a few of the fragrances in this line will do. The newest Boss, the scent Pure Accord, that one they only give us 3 notes as well, but obviously there is more in there. With this fragrance though, the 3 notes that they list really does a pretty good job of describing this scent. You get a nice spicy, slightly bright ginger up top. Gets this nice kind of fruity manica coming in as it starts to settle down for a little bit. Get a little bit of a woody vetiver base, a little bit of a musky base, slight sweetness and creaminess in the dry down as well. Really nice, very unique, honestly, for a designer scent coming from Hugo Boss. This is something that is quite a bit different. It does a great job of being diverse, and like you would imagine, it's a great compliment getter. It's warm, it's inviting, and it smells great to most people around you. Really give this one a shot. It'll get you a lot of compliments. Up next, we are going with one that is just a fragrance I had to throw in here. It just had to be in the video. When it comes to just getting the most amount of compliments possible, and when it comes to the majority of women, loving this fragrance, this is going to be one of those. That one is Aqua Atlantique by Bulgari. I've talked about this one so many times. It's one of my favorite summer aquatics. It's one of my favorite blue fragrance versions. There's a bunch of them out there, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Sauvage, Versace Dylan Blue, and so on. This one is one of my favorite versions of a blue fragrance. It's got that ambroxan, but also has this nice aquatic, salty marine touch. That marine, ambergris, kind of sea accords, and everything else that's going on gives this one actually a little bit of a slightly sweet kick. This one has a surprising amount of depth to it, more than you would think from an aquatic scent. Beast mode performance, 10 plus hours on my skin every time, great projection as well, and just a serious compliment puller. This stuff is a heavy hitter. It is no joke. If you want to turn heads, if you want to get compliments, and you want to be sure that 99% of people around you are going to love the way you smell, Aqua Atlantique is the way to go. You can get this one for around $45 or so online, I believe is where this one floats at. Up next, we do have a niche fragrance. I limited this video just to one, and if I had to choose one, this is one that I would choose as of right now. Of course, you could have put many other niche fragrances in here as well, but I thought this one was pretty fitting in terms of being from a great entry-level niche house, in terms of being pretty affordable on discounters, and just in terms of having great mass appeal. It's kind of trending right now. It's something that a lot of people are loving and enjoying, even though it's not really new. It came out within the past few years. This one is a great compliment getter. It smells great to almost everyone around you for sure. This one is Parfums de Marly, Layton. Nice apple, sweet, warm, and spicy fragrance. Smells so nice. A bit of this menthol touch in there as well as kind of this minty freshness that you get just kind of coming through. You can smell it off the atomizer. You can smell it when you spray it. It smells great. I love it. I love everything about this fragrance. It's a good performer. It's very nice for the fall and winter, but you could also wear it in the springtime. And if you're going to wear it in the summertime, more indoors than outdoors, just because it is a sweeter leaning fragrance. but really it works great for just about any time of the year and for just about any situation. Very versatile, pretty affordable for a niche fragrance. It's not a cheapie, but it's also not, outrageously expensive, and it's a great compliment getter. This is Parfums de Marly Late. So this next one, we have a powdery fragrance, kind of one of those ones where it's a bit of a surprise for me, one that I didn't think was going to be that good of a compliment getter until I got it and I really started wearing it and testing it. It shocked me 100%. This is Prada Lunarosa Black. So this one has this nice tonka bean note, this nice amber, not really too much of a citrus opening or anything like that. Just very powdery all the way through. But let me tell you, man, does that a good smell. It smells fantastic. I love this fragrance. Every time I spray it on, there's just something satisfying about it. There's something that is very warming and something that is just very cozy about this fragrance due to that powderiness, a lot of tonka bean in here, and it's just something that is on the much more sweeter side than your traditional fragrances out there. But this one is a killer when it comes to compliments. I don't really know exactly why that is. I mean, it's a warm, kind of sexy scent for sure, but it really surprised me at how many compliments this one pulls. So if you want to stand out a little bit, instead of going with the fresh, you go with something that is more sweet, more powdery, very kind of warming and inviting. Prada Lunarosa Black is the way to go. It's, again, not really a cheap one either. It comes in at about $80 or so on Fragrance Net and other discounters, I believe, as well. But that's still a great price for the quality and the use that you can get out of this scent. I'm glad I got it. I did pay for it myself, obviously, and I did pay about $80, I believe, is what Fragrance Net had it for at the time. 100% worth it. I've been enjoying this fragrance so much, and I know a lot of you guys will as well. Great compliment getter here, Prada Lunarosa Black. Up next, we have a bit of a classic, one that's been out for quite a while now, and I'm sure did get a lot of talk when it was first out, and when it was first out, I'm sure almost everyone was wearing it. At this point, the hype has settled down. There's a few flankers out, but it's just, the line is just kind of overshadowed anymore. Just not really the in thing anymore. It's not trending like it used to be. This one is from Givenchy, and this one is Pie. A fantastic, fresh-leaning vanilla scent, just a great designer vanilla fragrance. And why I say designer is because, well, obviously it is a designer, but also it still has a lot of mass appeal to it. It still has this very wearable, fresh kind of kick to it. It's got this luxurious, almost clean smell, but then this warmer, sweeter, and also powdery undertone. It's a really nice mixture of fresh and sweet. That's what I love about fragrances like this, because these always do really well in the compliments department. Fantastic fragrance. I also have Givenchy Pie Air in the blue bottle, not Pie Fresh. I don't have that one, but Pie Air. That one smells amazing as well. It's got a nice floral, I believe neroli touch there in the opening of it. Still kind of has this powderiness and the dry down, kind of a chalky type of smell both of them have, and that's a great one as well. But for this video, just the original Pie. Man, does it smell nice. It's warm, it's powdery. It just has this kind of type of smell where it just almost brings you in closer, just kind of wraps you up. Smells amazing. Givenchy Pie, fantastic compliment getter. Let's keep going here. Up next, we have Armani Code Absolute. This is an amazing scent. One of my favorites. I loved it the first time I smelled it, and I still love it now. I love wearing it, especially in the fall and winter time. It is a bit more of a closer to the skin type of scent, a bit more personal. That's one thing that I've noticed after multiple wearings. If I just do my normal sprays, which usually is about, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, depending on what I'm wearing and what I'm doing, just kind of around in there, I don't get a whole lot of projection out of this one. So it's definitely a more personal, soft scent in terms of projection. Longevity is great. It will last a long time. Just don't expect this to push out crazy. So why I'm telling you that is because when it comes to getting compliments, obviously, people have to smell you in order to compliment you. So with this one works better in close encounters, whether it be you're on a date and she gets closer to you, she smells this on you and she gives you a compliment, or if you're just working in kind of close quarters with people or in a party and you're really close. Obviously, I feel like I have to say this every time, otherwise I'll get 1,000 comments. I know a lot of that isn't going on right now due to the situation we're in, but normally when this is not going on, and you're in closer environments with people like that, this is when this one will excel, because it's another one where it is warm. It's got vanilla, tonka bean, suede, so it's a warm kind of powdery fragrance as well, but it will really draw people in, especially if they're kind of close to you already. They get a whiff of it, they come in closer for more. That's kind of what this one excels in, and another great date fragrance, evening out fragrance, but one for sure that will get you a ton of positive feedback. Armani Code Absolute, this stuff is killer. Another one that is a bit more of a higher priced designer, but trust me when I say worth every penny. If you're a collector, you have to have this one around. Up next, we have another one that's, pretty basic. It had to be in here. I just feel like I couldn't make this video without it. When it comes to getting compliments and having 99.9% of women around you liking how you smell, this one just immediately came to mind. It is Versace Eros Flame. So I really thought about putting the Eau de Parfum, the new Eros EDP, in here, because I do believe FragranceNet does carry that one now, so it is one that's creeping its way to discounters, and I can tell you Eros Eau de Parfum would be a great choice, but I wanted to change it up a little bit more and put Flame, because Flame is still going to be doing just as good of a job as the original Eros. It's a bit more kind of aromatic and fresh slightly, still very much that Eros DNA bubblegummy sweet, very playful and youthful, but also just a touch of a different twist on it. Still is a great compliment getter and is popular for a reason. I mean, this fragrance is really doing well. The original Eros, of course, was a massive success. It still is doing really well, the original, and the Flame has really picked up quite a bit of momentum over the years as well, and is also really being featured a lot. A lot of people are wearing it, purchasing it, for good reason. I mean, it's a really good scent for the topic of this video, and that's why I included this one. It's a really great scent here from Versace. Up next, we do have a Dolce & Gabbana fragrance. It's not really the one you're thinking. It's not a light blue. It's not the one. It's from one of their newer fragrance lines. This one is K Eau de Parfum. So the original Dolce & Gabbana K got completely trashed, and I don't really see why. I think it smelled okay. I mean, it didn't smell bad. Did it smell generic? Oh, of course it did. But it also didn't smell bad, and it was kind of a different attempt at the fresher blue fragrance type of thing. This is not an ambroxan type of fragrance. It's much different than that. What I like about the Eau de Parfum is that it fixes the main issue with the Eau de Toilette, and that is performance. It wasn't a good performer, and this one gives it a little bit more depth, a little bit more strength, and it kind of tweaks the DNA and makes it a touch more interesting. Still, it is a basic one, but that's why it's in here, because this stuff works. It smells great. Women love this one. My girlfriend likes to smell this one on me like she does with all the ones in this video. And it's just one that just really works well. It's got this clean, almost lavender, fresh linens type of smell to it, a bit of a citrus, a bit of a kind of herbal and floral component to it as well. Nothing that is too crazy out there, obviously, that's why it's in this video, but something that does give it a little bit of a different twist. Again, nothing that's going to blow your mind, nothing that's going to make you just fall in love with fragrances because you smell this, but it does work really well for smelling great and getting a lot of compliments. Dolce & Gabbana K Eau de Parfum. It's a solid one for what we're talking about here today. Second to last fragrance, we have Spice Bomb Eau de Toilette. So I'm going back to the original here with this one. I figured, obviously Spice Bomb Extreme could make it in this video as well, and I guess I could put that as a tie. I just don't really do ties all that often anymore, but let's tie them. Spice Bomb Eau de Toilette, Spice Bomb Extreme. Here at this spot right now, it's a great tie, and both would work well. But for me, I was really thinking of the Eau de Toilette, primarily because this one was a hype monster. Just kind of like Versace Eros. Of course, I included Flame in here, but the original Eros as well did very well. This original Spice Bomb did very well. Also, outside of the community, everyone was wearing it, and for good reason. It smells phenomenal. Spice Bomb Extreme, I don't think is quite having the reach outside of the community like this one did, and like Eros does, and probably even like Flame does. I feel like Flame probably gets out there outside the community a bit more than the Spice Bomb Extreme does. But there's a reason why this fragrance did so well. Obviously, the marketing is fantastic. A grenade-looking bottle, You can't beat that. I mean, that's just cool. Even if you don't like the smell, it is cool to look at for sure. And also just because it smells nice. It's nice tobacco, cinnamon, spicy fragrance. Obviously, emphasis on the spice here. I'm sure most of you have smelled it, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Smells incredible. A great, great compliment getter. Has a bit of this kind of edgy, bad boy, player-ish type of thing going on. A lot of people will say similar things. Spice Bomb Eau de Toilette. If you want to please the masses, this one will do it for sure. And finally, last up, we have a bit of an OG, a fragrance that really kind of kicked off my love and passion for fragrances. This isn't one that I started out with. It was one that I got very early on in my collection, but it was one that almost blew me away and really kind of changed my perspective on this whole thing. This one is from Armani. This one's Acqua di Gio Profumo. Love the bottle on this one. Smells amazing. It's got that incense and patchouli in here, and it's just a stunning, stunning fragrance. I still love how it smells. I love how it makes me feel when I wear it. That was what really got me hooked on this one when I first got this one. I didn't start out with this one. I did get a couple more before this. Nautica Voyage and also Versace Eau Fresh. Those were the two that I started out with. Got this one soon after, but nothing else made me feel really, really great when I wore it until I got this one. It smells so good. Smokiness in here, it's warm, it's kind of inviting, it's got this mysterious, smoky, sexy edge to it while still being a great summer fragrance. Just incredible, and one of the best signature scent, people-pleasing, compliment-getting, do-it-all fragrances on the market, even now to this day. Still a solid, solid contender. Another one that's not really cheap, but it's worth every penny. Grab a bottle of this one and you will be able to find so many uses for it. If you love it, you'll be able to wear it all the time. Incredible, incredible scent. Acqua di Gio Profumo. Definitely a great mass appealing fragrance. So guys, that was going to do it for me. That was 10 fragrances that are guaranteed to be loved by every single woman out there. Don't hold me against it. Obviously, it's all fun and games. You're never going to have anything like that. But these 10 fragrances here will do a great job at making sure you smell good and that you're going to get positive feedback if the situation is appropriate for it. If you are holding yourself in a way to where you would be able to be approached to get positive feedback, it's a whole nother topic for another video. But these will make you smell good 100%. And even if people aren't saying anything to you, they will probably be thinking in their head, I don't know who that guy is, but he smells really good. These are all stunning fragrances. Again, if you want to pick up any of them, they will be linked down below to FragranceNet. Don't forget that code RENG7 for 35% off site-wide over there. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.